Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new speed building video on my channel. It's been a while since I did one of these videos because I've been away for a couple of weeks to Australia, which was very nice. And once I got back, I kinda had some building blues, I guess. I couldn't find my building mojo. So I kind of started where I started the first time, with a Victorian inspired starter home. This time it will have 2 bedrooms instead of 1. I think the first one had 1 bedroom, this one has 2, so I think it worked out in the end. It looks very cute, if I might say so myself. Here's where I'm deciding to make it into a Victorian home with the little tower thingy. Well, it's not a tower thing, it's just a tower, isn't it? And here I'm adding some of the friezes. I'm deleting some of them again. I'm just playing around with some of the doors and the windows. Couldn't really decide in the beginning, and then I thought, you know what, I'll just use these beautiful windows with shutters from the base game, which go pretty well with the door I used in this build. Then I wanted to find a window. I had to find a window that looked nice on the top half of the tower and the bottom half. And I really liked these windows that I used first, but it didn't really work. And then these would have been too small. So I went with these from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. I will change the bottom ones to the bigger ones available. I will do that in a minute or so. Well, not a minute, real time. But there I go. So yeah, it works quite well, I think. And then I'm going to decide on the colors of the house. First I went with blue, but I will change that in a bit, because it wasn't really working for me, and I remembered that the color scheme of my previous house was blue and white, so I didn't want to replicate the exact feeling that house has. If you hear some noises in the background, that is my dishwasher. It should be, I think it's almost ready now, so it might beep in a few minutes as well. It's quite embarrassing, but... So here I'm going to create a patio area. I'm just adding some details with these columns. It is still a starter home. Yeah, I believe it's exactly 20,000 simoleons in the end. Well, 18,500. But it will be 20,000 simoleons if you put it on the cheapest slot available, which is 1,500 simoleons, if I'm not mistaken. So as I was telling you guys, I've been away to Australia. I've never been to Australia before, and it was a beautiful trip. I've seen some beautiful things, and I can't wait to visit Australia again, to be honest. Here I'm decorating some of the outside, just adding some flowers and shrubberies, which makes it a little bit, well, it just gives it a little more, you know, detail. I will change the colors of these flowers because it wasn't really working for me, and I will go to blue in a second. Oh well, I guess I like blue. Actually, my favorite color is red, but for this build I used blue flowers instead, with some white flowers. Yeah, I actually really like this little house. I wouldn't mind living in one of these myself. Sometimes I wish houses were as cheap as they are in The Sims 4. But sadly, at least in Belgium, they are a lot more expensive than this build. Here I'm figuring out the layout, although it's pretty straightforward. So this house has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, a small kitchen, dining area / living room. Nothing too special, I guess. I couldn't splurge on any of the furniture because this is a starter home. Yeah, as I mentioned before. Just putting down the flooring. I went for the cheapest kitchen. Well, not the cheapest one because that one is dirty. The one that we got with City Living is actually cheaper than that one, than the one I'm using right now. But it looks dirty, so I wanted to have a clean kitchen at least, or one that looks clean. I'm just putting down some furniture. It's a very simple bathroom, very white. And this is like kind of the kids' bedroom. You could change it into a guest bedroom if you want to. It doesn't scream kid anyway. Maybe it's because I usually don't really have kids when I play with The Sims. This house does not have a television or a computer, so it's a bit old-fashioned in that way, as it has a bookcase, and for fun they like to read apparently. Here I'm gonna add some lighting and finish up some details, like I'll add some flowers and paintings and stuff like that, to make it more, well, to make it a little nicer, I guess, because it was still looking a bit empty. And here I was trying out these bay window seats, but it didn't work with the build I created, so yeah, sadly I couldn't use it. So here I'm putting down some lights, and in the end I just go for these really bright ones. They're not the nicest ones, but they lit up the place quite nicely, so that's why I tend to use them. Putting down some flowers. A bin and a sink, which I almost forgot. So, well, we are getting near the end of the video. It's a really short video. The video will end with some screenshots, obviously, from this build, and you can download this house on Sims 4 Gallery. My origin ID is the same as my username here on YouTube, which is Wizard of Oz 1988, and that is Oz with a double Z. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time, hopefully a bit quicker. Thank you and have a lovely day. Goodbye.